If you're always the smartest, you're never learning anything.
Interesting.
Number 5, smartest, being a team player with sports analytics. Sheldon isn't an athlete by any means, but that doesn't mean he never engages in the world of sport.
The other team still has a 77% chance of scoring. But since they convert on 4th down 50% of the time, their math says they should never punt again.
In this episode, George realizes that his son's unique talents are quite handy when strategizing game plans. After his team's success, Connie tries to get in on the action, getting her young grandson to help her beat the odds on her sporting bets too. As everyone's winning streak soars, so does Sheldon's popularity.
It was a nightmare. Hugging, hair tousling, high fives, and as my popularity grew, so did my time aloft.
Only this is one of those times when his intelligence gets too much even for him. We'd argue that Sheldon's smartest move here is taking control back over his life. Although, did he really need to take everyone down too?
My father was counting on me. Meemaw was counting on me. The school was counting on me. After much thought, I decided to employ the one strategic maneuver I knew I could count on. I tattled.
Number 5, outsmarted. Unable to reason with philosophy. Sheldon takes great pride in knowing everything and doesn't like to feel his knowledge is being challenged. So maybe philosophy class isn't the place for him.
But that would mean we have to hear what they say, which requires trusting our senses. Do you see a problem with your argument, Mr. Cooper?
I could concentrate better if you weren't flashing your toes at me.
Indeed, Sheldon finds his entire worldview shaken by Professor Erickson to the point that he's no longer sure what's real. When Sheldon tries arguing with his teacher, the last remnants of his belief system crumble.
And how do you know if something is factual?
You test it and see if it holds true.
And how do you know that that's factual?
You're doing it again.
Maybe you're dreaming I'm doing it.
Sheldon ends up stuck in bed, mulling over what's real and what's not. It takes his Meemaw and a live chicken to snap him out of it.
Apparently, I can't know what here is. So maybe I could just set her on your bed.
Yeah, okay. I'll get dressed.
Make it snappy.
Ultimately, it's Professor Erickson who helps restore Sheldon's sense of reality, showing him that not having all the answers can be rather thrilling.
Asking these questions is exciting. It's what gets me out of bed.
That's interesting.
Number 4, smartest, playing by the rules. While George and Georgie head off for an awkward camping trip, the twins try to decide how they want to spend the day.
Ooh, Chuck E. Cheese. That place is a nightmare. Something that could be fun is the museum.
No,
Let him finish.
we already heard museum. It's not gonna get better.
Naturally, Missy and Sheldon have completely different ideas of what's fun and can't agree on anything. So instead, they spend the day competing to determine who gets to decide.
So we made a list of 20 challenges that combine stuff we're both good at. Whoever wins each challenge gets to take a block and put it on top of their tower.
Whoever's tower reaches the height of this rocket first wins.
They pass the whole day playing games that largely seem to fall within Missy's wheelhouse. But hang on, this is Sheldon we're talking about. He hates losing and would never agree to something he's not good at. So something doesn't add up. Unless, of course, he didn't really lose. Sneaky Sheldon. Smart, but very sneaky.
Actually, I was the winner. We spent the whole day doing everything I love, drafting contracts, arguing about rules, and most importantly, never leaving the house.
Number 4, outsmarted, the twin study. Yes, when it comes to book smarts, Sheldon is practically in a league of his own. However, that's far from the only intelligence worth measuring, no matter what he says.
I thought the purpose of this study was to find out how smart I am.
That's what we're doing, but there are different kinds of intelligence.
Poppycock.
So when Sheldon and Missy take part in a twin study, he of course nails the problem-solving section. But when it comes to emotional intelligence, he falls short. Missy, on the other hand, shows a lot of intuitive empathy and plenty of imagination.
This girl monkey is sending the kid monkey out of the room. He doesn't want to go. He looks sad.
Is that all?
The monkey's on the couch drinking tea, so it's a tea party.
While it isn't a contest, technically, Missy clearly comes out on top. Plus, she's smart enough to demand her fair share of the study fee, even if she does need Sheldon's help to figure out the math.
Well, I want half that.
Which is?
Hang on. Sheldon!
Number 3, smartest, developing and defending his database. Oh, the struggles of hunting down that elusive comic book. Remember the days when there wasn't a handy database at your fingertips? Sheldon sure does. He soon realizes that his idea has other uses and presents it to President Hagemeyer.
The amount of time spent searching for grants would be cut by 80%. Do you see what this could do for the scientific community?
Yes. We can charge an access fee to every university on the planet, and I can retire on a yacht in the Bahamas.
Unfortunately for Sheldon, it's such a good idea that she, soon joined by Dr. Linkletter, is hot on his heels, trying to beat him to the finish line. Still, Sheldon's efforts to protect his idea and stall for time prove he still has all the makings to become an evil genius.
Really? You poached our programmer?
I left him alone for 5 minutes to use the bathroom.
I don't know why you're so surprised. I'm told the business is a high-stakes game where if you're not ruthless, you're toothless.
Well, until he shorts out the whole power grid.
Well, I'm the president of the university, and I'm telling you, you can't.
You're just trying to sabotage our project because you know we're gonna beat you to market. Sheldon, plug it in.
That certainly will buy everyone some time. Number 3, outsmarted. Almost any interaction with Paige. Sheldon loves being the smartest person in the room, and he often is. That is until he meets Paige Swanson, another child prodigy who often gets a kick out of challenging him, and he usually makes it so easy for her.
Checkmate. You lose.
Red alert. Phaser, stand by to fire on my order.
Guess that makes me the smartest.
Practically every time their paths cross, she manages to get under his skin, and it's always hilarious. Paige doesn't have the easiest home life, and unlike Sheldon, she struggles to fit in with her older peers. Yet when she's around him, nothing seems to give her a bigger thrill than making him squirm.
What's happening? Are we kissing?
You bet. How was that?
I didn't feel anything romantic. Me either.
Sure, Sheldon has tried to match her wit, but she always delivers the final blow.
I think I know how to irritate you. I bet you think the divorce is all your fault, and now your family is torn apart forever. Did I do it? Did I get under your skin?
Number 2, smartest. Sheldon versus IRS. As Mary once mentioned, Sheldon has been doing the Coopers' taxes since he was 6 years old, and they have never been audited. Well, until his ego gets in the way. When the IRS claims they underreported their income, Sheldon ignores his father's warnings and opens up a whole can of worms.
Well, I'll have a look into that.
In the future, you might consider doing that before you send out the letter. So how does this work? Do you apologize now? Do I get it in writing?
They get audited in a fierce battle between Sheldon and the IRS agent. Sheldon describes the whole ordeal as a game of chess, and it gets pretty intense.
Oh, I don't do it for free. My dad buys me a model train afterwards.
Interesting. So you accept payment even though you're not a licensed tax professional?
The IRS agent calls check with an underhanded move that leaves Sheldon shaken. However, after a pep talk from his father, he comes back fighting and calls checkmate.
So, it does not violate the statute, and since the value of the train is less than $10,000, there's no additional gift tax.
Checkmate.
Number 2, outsmarted. Sheldon versus engineering. Ever wondered why Sheldon holds such a vendetta against engineers? This episode answers everything. In it, Sheldon meets Professor Boucher, a former Army Corps engineer who brings his military precision to the classroom. While Sheldon is initially in awe of his new teacher, his excitement fades fast when faced with their first assignment.
Son, I'm giving you another chance before it's due.
Well, what's wrong with it?
That's your job to figure out.
Try as he might, Sheldon's efforts always befall the same fate. Boucher doesn't cut him any slack, convincing even George that his tough love teaching style is the key to preparing Sheldon for the future.
Your son is obviously brilliant, but coddling him won't prepare him for the real world.
I've been saying that since the day he was born.
Sometimes you have to break them down to build them back up.
Just as Sheldon thinks he finally gets it, he finds himself locked out of class. And there you have it, the reason Sheldon hates engineering.
Wait, so after all this time, that's your problem with engineering?
Evidently.
So all the teasing and all the abuse had nothing to do with me?
I'll admit, at first I had a chip on my shoulder because of that class. But then it was mostly you.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Smartest, restoring Mary's faith. He may be a staunch atheist, but he knows how to help his mom when she needs it most.
There are 5 billion people on this planet, and you're the perfect mom for me. What are the odds of that?
Outsmarted, getting duct taped to a wall. Well, that's one way to deal with a pesky RA.
I don't need a pen and paper to take names. You, what's your name? You know I'll find out, and there will be consequence. Hey, what are you?
Smartest, showing personal growth. Is there a higher form of intelligence than self-development?
Now that I'm his age and have kids of my own, I realize he was just a person doing the best he could. And he did a lot.
Outsmarted, Princess Sheldon. Sheldon's a stickler for the rules, and Missy knows exactly how to play that.
Say cheese.
Cheese. Now tell me what was in that letter.
You're pretty cranky for a princess rodeo clown.
Missy!
Caltech wants you to go to school there.
Number 1, Smartest, taking on NASA. Sheldon's quite the grudge holder, and there's no lengths he won't go to prove himself right. So when a NASA engineer visits his school and doesn't take his ideas seriously, he's not letting that go.
That's a cute idea, but it's not technically possible.
Why not?
Well, it's hard to explain. The math is pretty complicated.
Perhaps I could help you with it.
Not even for a NASA patch. Instead, he throws himself into proving his point, crunching numbers and unraveling equations to show he was right all along. When Sheldon essentially has a meltdown because no one responds to him, George decides it's time to take a trip to Houston. Once there, Sheldon gets a chance to explain his vision to the engineer.
Well, that's very impressive. Thank you very much for taking the time.
I'm not done.
Oh, sorry.
Only he soon finds out that it's not the math that's the problem. Sheldon 1, NASA 0.
So I'm ahead of my time.
Well, it would appear so.
All right, call me when you catch up. We can go now.
Number 1, Outsmarted. No longer the smartest kid in class. Sheldon may have had his intellect challenged by 1 or 2 people on occasion, but never a whole class all at once. Yet when he attends school in Germany, he experiences a swift drop from the top of the class to the class Dummkopf.
Mr. Ziegler.
You forgot to consider the Calabi-Yau manifold.
Thank you, Mr. Ziegler.
Wait, what's the Calabi-Yau manifold?
Dummkopf.
He's used to being the one snickering at other folks' ignorance, yet now he's the one getting laughed at. To make matters worse, much to his mom's amusement, he's stuck with some kid as his tutor, and she doesn't take it easy on him either. He ends up calling Dr. Linkletter, who offers him invaluable advice.
Try doing something you're truly awful at. Just shut up and listen.
But what if
When you're in class, listen.
But I could...
We'd like to say this experience humbled Sheldon, but we know better.
By being open to people smarter than me, I grew as both a man and a scientist. Humble, brilliant. I really am the whole package.
What do you think was Sheldon's smartest moment, and which moments had you questioning if he really is a kid genius? Let us know in the comments.
What made you think you could fix this?
I'm smart. And I had a book.
Do you still think you're smart?
Yes.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.